Hey everyone, today we are going to discuss about democratic government. Before starting this chapter, I would like to discuss what does this word government means. As you can see, the government, it is made up of two words, that is govern plus meant, and the word govern means to rule. Govern means to rule. Now the thing that who can rule? The question is who can rule? The answer is it may be a group of people. They may form political parties and they have the authority. Authority means they have the power legally to rule over a country or state. So basically the role of the government is to frame laws, execute them, and also to check all those laws which are implemented or which are executed by the government. Okay. And they must see that the laws are fair. It should not be unfair. It should be fair. The laws must be fair and it must follow the directive principles of a state policy. Directive principles of the state policy, these are the basic, you can say these are the guidelines. Simply, these are the guidelines, and you have heard this term in the previous chapter too. The laws must be implemented properly, otherwise what will happen? Few portion of your country will run smoothly, and other parts of the nation, there may the problem can arise. So it must be implemented properly in each and every corner of your nation. Then comes, it must be interpreted correctly. Means the laws which are made by the government, everyone should understand that law clearly. In case of any confusion, dispute can arise, and it is also the responsibility of our government to settle all those disputes in a fair and just manner. Okay, there should be no partiality, or you can say without any bias. The decision should be taken of the government. As we are having different organs in our body like ear, nose, eye, all these have specific functions. Like the same way, we have different organs of government too. One is legislature, then comes executive, and then comes judiciary. All they have the specific function. The role of the legislature is to make laws, and the role of executive is to implement the laws which are made by the legislature, to implement the laws. And finally the task of judiciary comes, whether the citizens they are following the laws or not. It is the duty of the judiciary to check the laws, whether it is implemented, whether it is followed by the citizens properly or not. It is the duty of the judiciary that they will check, they will keep a check on that. Okay, as we are having different organs in our body like ear, nose, eye, all these have specific functions. Like the same way, we have different organs of government too. One is legislature, then comes executive, and then comes judiciary. All they have the specific function. The role of the legislature is to make laws, and the role of executive is to implement the laws which are made by the legislature, to implement the laws. And finally the task of judiciary comes, whether the citizens they are following the laws or not. It is the duty of the judiciary to check the laws, whether it is implemented, whether it is followed by the citizens properly or not. It is the duty of the judiciary that they will check, they will keep a check on that. Okay, now we will see what makes Indian Union. So Indian Union is not all about the states only, it's about the state as well as union territories. So state plus union territories, these two together makes what? These two together makes the Indian Union. Presently we have 28 states and 8 union territories according to the recent data. Okay, And now we will see, do you think such a big country India it is? It is the 7th largest country. It is very difficult to manage. Just think about that. If there will be no more government, only we have Prime Minister and President, will it be easy for them to manage the whole country? And you know very well, the population as well as the size of India is very big, very vast. Okay, so there will be you can say problem in managing the whole nation. Understood? So that's the reason the government, they have divided, or you can say they have distributed the powers among the various components, or you can say it is the power is distributed at different levels. So we have a federal structure. We have a federal structure of government, means the power is divided among the different levels. We know in our country basically the power is divided at the central level and state level. Okay, the government which one is working at the state level, we call it government in states, or you can say state government, and the government which one is working at central level, we call it central or union government. So hence we can say the power is divided at the central level as well as the state level. So both of them has got the specific responsibility to see the specific matter. Otherwise what will happen, there will be a confusion, there will be a case of dispute in the functioning of government. So the powers and the subjects, that is defined clearly in our constitution. Okay. Now the question arises that how the power is to be shared between the central and state government. So as I told you, the constitution, it has clearly demarcated the list, other means you can say the list in which union government will make the laws or central government will make the laws, and the list, there are various topics in which state government will make the laws, and there are some common area where both state government and central government, they together make the law. Okay, so now we'll see what are the subjects, in which the union government makes the laws. So that is the defense, banking, currency, foreign affairs, communications. Okay, so these are the area, or you can say these are the subjects in which the union government or the central government, they have the right to make the laws related to these field. Okay, related to these fields. Now talking about the state government has the power to make the laws in police, and this police is within the state. If the state government is making any law related to the police, that police must be within the state, not outside the state. Means Bihar government will not make any laws for the West Bengal police. Bihar government will make the laws related to the police within the Bihar only. Okay, not related to the West Bengal. So within the state. Trade also, then comes agriculture, irrigation. So these are the area where the state government has the power, has the right to make the laws. So now there is another list also. This is the third list we have, that is concurrent list, where both central and the state government, they jointly make the laws. Means both central government and the state government both have the power to make the laws. And now what is the subject under this category? What are the subjects? So education, forest, trade, marriage, adoption, succession. So all these are the subjects where both they together frame the laws and they work together. Okay. Now we have legislature. We have already heard this term before that in the organs of government. So the legislature is the law making body. Means they have the power to make the laws. Okay, and we know very well that the central legislature or the law making body, it is also known as the parliament. You may call parliament or you may call Sansad also. We have two houses in the legislature. We have two houses, that is Lok Sabha and second is Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, it is also known as lower house. Very easy to remember, L for Lok Sabha, L for lower house. Okay, and the Rajya Sabha, it is also known as upper house. Okay, as we are having two houses in the legislature, we call it bicameral. What we call it? We call it bicameral legislature because we have two houses. Okay, it consists of the, now what are the things that comes under the category of legislature? What makes the legislature? So president, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, all these together forms the legislature. Okay, now we have legislature. We have already heard this term before that in the organs of government. So the legislature is the law making body, means they have the power to make the laws. Okay, and we know very well that the central legislature or the law making body, it is also known as the parliament. You may call parliament or you may call Sansad also. We have two houses in the legislature. We have two houses, that is Lok Sabha and second is Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, it is also known as lower house. Very easy to remember, L for Lok Sabha, L for lower house. Okay, and the Rajya Sabha, it is also known as upper house. Okay, as we are having two houses in the legislature, we call it bicameral. What we call it? We call it bicameral legislature because we have two houses. Okay, it consists of the, now what are the things that comes under the category of legislature? What makes the legislature? So president, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, all these together forms the legislature. Now we will discuss about the Lok Sabha. Among all the other bodies which makes the law or frames the law for the nation, the Lok Sabha is the highest among all. It is, as the word it is written there, Lok Sabha. So Lok means people. So it is also known as the house of the people, or you may call it lower house. Very easy to remember, L for Lok Sabha and L for lower house. Now, how many members can be there in the Lok Sabha? The answer is 552. So this is the maximum number of the members of Lok Sabha. Now there is a person called Speaker who guide the proceedings of the Lok Sabha, and one more responsibility is given, that is to maintain the discipline amongst the member. As you know that there are 552 members. All the members are from the various backgrounds and they have their different notions regarding the nation. Okay, so might be there can be the possibility of dispute, conflict. So there is a person, that is the Speaker. He has the responsibility or she has the responsibility to maintain the discipline among the member also. They are, means I'm talking about the Speaker. Speaker is elected by its member. Means this 552, they only elect the Speaker. Okay, they they elect the Speaker. Now the question is that these members, this 552 members, for how many years they exist? So the normal tenure, or you can say the tenure, the period of member of Lok Sabha is 5 years. So for a period of 5 years they are elected as a member. Now we will discuss about the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so Rajya Sabha, it is also known as upper house, and the vice president, or you can say the chairman. And who is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha? Listen one thing. Chairman of the Rajya Sabha and the vice president both are the same person. Don't assume that both are different person. No, whoever is the vice president of our nation, the same person is known to be our chairman of the Rajya Sabha also. Okay, in Lok Sabha we have seen maximum number of the member was 552, but here it is only 250. We have only 250 members in Rajya Sabha. Okay, out of this 250, 238 members are elected ones, and 12 members are nominated by the president. So as we have seen here, we are not participating in this election. We don't have the right to cast vote here. Okay, so we can say these are, means members are not elected directly. Okay, so member of the state legislative assembly elect them. Now the question is, who elect them? So member of the state legislative assembly, they elect the Rajya Sabha member. Now we'll see that normal tenure of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Means a member can exist for 6 years, but remember one thing, 1/3 of the member retires every 2 years. Every 2 years, 1/3 of its member retire. Okay, and suppose if 1/3 will retire, definitely there will be a vacant place, and that vacant place will be filled, okay, through the election.